300 inches of snow in 2 weeks. Not a typo, not an exaggeration. 300 actual inches of snow is about to bury parts of the American West, while a monster storm system tears through the southeast right now, bringing tornadoes, flash floods, and chaos to millions. And if you live anywhere from Texas to Virginia, the next 72 hours will determine whether you are dealing with damaging winds over 60 miles per hour, tornado warnings in the middle of the night, or waking up to inches of unexpected snow on your doorstep. But here is what nobody is telling you about this pattern. And this is the part you need to hear in the next 30 seconds. This is not one storm. This is a relentless conveyor belt of weather systems that will not stop for the next 2 weeks. We are looking at the strangest February weather pattern in years, with temperatures swinging 30 degrees in 24 hours, with spring warmth shattering records in Nebraska, while California gets pummeled with 8 feet of snow. And the timing matters because what happens this weekend sets up everything that follows. So here is your reward for staying with me. In the next 5 minutes, I am giving you exact timing for when these storms hit your area. Not vague forecasts, exact hours. When the severe weather starts in Houston, when the snow begins in Philadelphia, when the flooding peaks in Little Rock, when the atmospheric river slams California. And I am breaking down over 170 cities and major locations across America so you know exactly what is coming and when. But first, let me show you what is happening right now because the clock is already ticking. It is Saturday, February 14th, 2026, Valentine's Day. And right now, at this exact moment, a squall line of severe thunderstorms is forming from East Texas all the way down to Corpus Christi. This is not tomorrow's problem. This is tonight's emergency. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a slight risk of severe weather from Houston to New Orleans, and that includes the Houston metro area, Beaumont, Tyler, Shreveport, Lafayette, Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Lake Charles, and New Orleans. Vicksburg in southwestern Mississippi is also in the bullseye. Here is your exact timing for tonight. Right now, as you are watching this, storms are developing. By 8 p.m. Central Time tonight, a strong squall line will be moving into Shreveport and Houston. This is the critical window. Damaging winds exceeding 60 miles per hour, quarter-size hail or larger, and yes, tornadoes, even after dark, even after sunset. These storms do not care what time it is. By midnight tonight, that squall line crosses the Mississippi River. New Orleans, you are looking at potential severe weather around 3 a.m. Sunday morning. I know that is the middle of the night. I know you will be sleeping. That is exactly why you need to have multiple ways to receive warnings. Your phone needs to be charged. Weather radio needs to be on. Because storms that strike while you are asleep are the most dangerous. Now let me tell you what happens Sunday, February 15th, because this is where it gets really interesting. That severe weather threat shifts east. Northern Florida and southern Georgia, you are next. The slight risk zone now includes Jacksonville Beach, Gainesville, Tallahassee, Panama City, and potentially as far south as Orlando. Interstate 10 tomorrow is going to be a dangerous place. Interstate 75 between Orlando and the Georgia line will be stormy and hazardous. Your timing for Sunday, the squall line weakens overnight as it pushes through Mississippi and Alabama. That is the good news. The atmosphere typically does not support severe weather well during the pre-dawn hours. But here is the twist. By Sunday afternoon, between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Time, that line re-intensifies. Southern Georgia, the Savannah area, Jacksonville, Panama City, Tallahassee, the energy rebuilds, the atmosphere destabilizes, and we could see discrete supercells forming out ahead of the main line. Why does that matter? Because supercells produce the strongest tornadoes. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center has a 5% tornado probability for northern Florida on Sunday. I would not be surprised to see that upgraded to 10% by tomorrow morning. The ingredients are there. Moisture is streaming northward. Dew points in the low to mid-60s across southeast Alabama, southern Georgia, northern Florida by Sunday afternoon. Wind shear is strong. We are looking at CAPE values, that is convective available potential energy, peaking around 1,000 to 1,500 joules per kilogram across southwest Georgia mid-afternoon. Translation: the atmosphere has fuel, it has spin, it has lift. That combination produces tornadoes. But tornadoes are not the only threat. Flash flooding is a major concern. This storm system is absolutely loaded with moisture. Pockets of 1 to 3 inches of rain from the Gulf Coast through the Carolinas. But Arkansas, you are looking at the highest totals, an additional few inches on top of what you have already received. The Weather Prediction Center has placed the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Little Rock, Memphis, and Shreveport under a slight risk for excessive rainfall tonight. That shifts to the Carolinas, southern Virginia, Georgia, southeastern Alabama, and northern Florida on Sunday. Here are your specific city forecasts for the severe weather threat. Houston, Texas. Severe weather begins around 8 p.m. tonight. Peak threat 8 p.m. to midnight. Damaging winds, large hail, isolated tornadoes. All severe weather ends by 3 a.m. Sunday. Beaumont, Texas. Squall line arrives 9 p.m. tonight. Severe threat continues until 2 a.m. Sunday. Tyler, Texas. Storms arrive 8:30 p.m. tonight. Threat window 8:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. Sunday. Shreveport, Louisiana. Severe weather 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Sunday. Peak intensity 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. tonight. Lafayette, Louisiana. Storms arrive 10 p.m. tonight. Severe threat until 3 a.m. Sunday. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Squall line crosses between 11 p.m. tonight and 1 a.m. Sunday. Peak severe threat midnight to 2 a.m. New Orleans, Louisiana. Severe weather window 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. Sunday morning. Yes, the middle of the night. Have multiple ways to receive warnings. Jackson, Mississippi. Storms arrive between midnight and 2 a.m. Sunday. Severe threat diminishes by sunrise. Mobile, Alabama. Light to moderate storms. Sunday morning between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. Severe threat is low but heavy rain likely. Tallahassee, Florida. Maine severe weather window Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Tornadoes possible. Panama City, Florida. Severe storms 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Sunday. Damaging winds and tornadoes possible. Gainesville, Florida. Severe threat 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday evening. Jacksonville, Florida. Storms arrive late afternoon Sunday. 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. window for severe weather. Orlando, Florida. Southern extent of severe threat. Storms possible 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Sunday, but severe risk is lower. Savannah, Georgia. Severe weather Sunday evening. 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tornado threat exists. Now, while the Southeast deals with severe thunderstorms, something completely different is happening in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. And this is the surprise nobody saw coming until the models shifted in the past 48 hours. We are talking about snow, accumulating snow from West Virginia to New York City. Let me give you the setup. That same storm system bringing rain and severe weather to the south is also pulling cold air southward east of the Appalachian Mountains. This is called cold air damming. The mountains act like a wall, trapping cold air on the eastern slopes. Meanwhile, moisture is streaming northward. When that warm, moist air runs into the cold air wedge, you get snow. Even though it is raining 200 miles to the south, here is your snow timing for the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. The snow begins Sunday evening, February 15th. By 10 p.m. Sunday night, parts of Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and even West Virginia are seeing snowfall. This is not a massive blizzard, but it is enough to coat roads, enough to create slick conditions, enough to catch people off guard because it is mid-February and most folks are not expecting snow. The heaviest snow falls overnight Sunday into Monday morning. Southeastern Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey could see 2 to 4 inches. The I-95 corridor from Baltimore to Philadelphia to New York City is on the northern edge of this system. That means forecast uncertainty. Small shifts in the storm track mean the difference between a dusting and 3 inches. Here are city-by-city snow forecasts for Sunday night into Monday. Washington, D.C., snow begins around 11 p.m. Sunday. Light accumulation possible. 1 to 2 inches by Monday morning. Snow ends by 9 a.m. Monday. Baltimore, Maryland. Snow starts 10 p.m. Sunday night. 2 to 3 inches possible by Monday morning. Maine snow window 10 p.m. Sunday to 7 a.m. Monday. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Snow begins between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. Sunday. Most likely outcome is 1 to 2 inches. Higher amounts possible if storm tracks slightly north. Snow ends Monday morning around 8 a.m. Wilmington, Delaware. Light snow starts 11 p.m. Sunday. 1 to 3 inches possible. Snow tapers off by 8 a.m. Monday. Trenton, New Jersey. Snow begins around 10:30 p.m. Sunday night. 2 to 4 inches possible in this zone. Southeastern Pennsylvania into southern New Jersey could see the higher totals. New York City. This is the edge of the snow zone. Snow may begin late Sunday night around midnight. Best chance for accumulation is in northern suburbs and western portions. Most likely 1 inch or less in the city. Could be a coating to 1 inch. Snow mixes with and changes to rain by Monday morning. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Snow starts earlier Sunday evening around 8 p.m. Lighter amounts, 1 to 2 inches. Snow ends by Monday morning. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Snow window 10 p.m. Sunday to 8 a.m. Monday. 2 to 4 inches possible. Allentown, Pennsylvania. Snow begins 10 p.m. Sunday. 2 to 3 inches likely by Monday morning. Now let me be clear. This is not a blockbuster snowstorm. The Weather Prediction Center is giving less than 20% chance of 2 or more inches in New York City. But here's why it matters. It is Sunday night into Monday morning. People have to go to work. Roads will be slick during the morning commute in many areas, and any snow that falls can create hazardous travel, especially on bridges, overpasses, and untreated secondary roads. But while the East Coast is dealing with severe weather and surprise snow, the West Coast is about to get absolutely hammered. And when I say hammered, I mean biblical amounts of snow. An atmospheric river is aiming directly at California, Oregon, and Washington. This is not an ordinary winter storm. The Weather Prediction Center is using the word extreme to describe the impacts coming to the mountains. We are talking about snowfall measured in feet, plural feet, not inches. Let me give you the numbers that are showing up on the models. The Sierra Nevada mountains could see 2 to 4 feet of snow generally, with some peaks getting up to 8 feet. That is not a typo. 8 feet, 96 inches. In some locations, we are seeing forecasts over 300 inches of snow over the next 2 weeks. That is 25 feet of snow. Here is your West Coast timing. The atmospheric river makes landfall Sunday night, February 15th. Heavy snow begins in the Sierra Nevada late Sunday evening and continues through Monday. Donner Pass becomes impassable. Do not attempt travel on Interstate 80 over the Sierra on Monday or Tuesday. It will be impossible. Specific forecasts for mountain areas, north and east of Fresno, California. 42 inches of snow through Tuesday morning. Some peaks could see 50-plus inches. Central Sierra Nevada, between 100 and 150 inches through next week. Northern Sierra Nevada, this is where the jackpot occurs. Locations above 7,000 feet elevation could see between 200 and 300 inches over the next 14 days. Cascade Mountains, Oregon, and Washington, 100-plus inches over the next 2 weeks. Heavy snow begins Monday and continues intermittently through the end of February. Washington Cascades near Stevens Pass. Snowfall begins Monday morning. Expect 5 to 8 feet by the end of next week. Oregon. Cascades. Heavy snow Monday through Wednesday. 3 to 6 feet likely, but it is not just snow. Where it is not snowing, it is raining. Hard. The coastal areas of California, Oregon, and Washington are under a slight risk of excessive rainfall. Los Angeles and Santa Barbara could see impressive rainfall rates with storms moving in from the Pacific. Strong southerly winds of 30 to 40 miles per hour will push moisture against the coastal ranges, enhancing rainfall even more. If you live near a burn scar in Southern California, Monday is your high alert day for rising water and debris flows. Rainfall totals through next week. Los Angeles, California, 3 to 6 inches of rain Monday through Wednesday. Highest risk for flooding and debris flows is Monday. Santa Barbara, California, 4 to 7 inches possible. Flash flooding likely in some areas. San Francisco, California, heavy rain Monday and Tuesday, 3 to 5 inches. Sacramento, California, rain in the valley, heavy snow in the nearby mountains, 2 to 4 inches of rain. Portland, Oregon, periods of heavy rain all week, 4 to 8 inches through Friday. Seattle, Washington, rain continues intermittently, 3 to 6 inches through the end of next week. Eugene, Oregon, heavy rain Monday through Thursday, 5 to 9 inches possible. Now, the valley locations in California, Oregon, and Washington will see mostly rain, but as this pattern continues and we get into the 3rd and 4th weeks of February, some of those valleys could start seeing snow as well. Denver, you might finally get decent snowfall out of this pattern. Wind is another major concern out west. These storm systems are strong. Ridge-top winds in the Sierra Nevada and Cascades could approach 100 miles per hour. Even in the valleys, expect sustained winds of 30 to 50 miles per hour with higher gusts. Specific wind forecasts. Sierra Nevada above 8,000 feet, winds 50 to 80 miles per hour with gusts over 100 miles per hour Monday and Tuesday. Cascade Mountains, winds 40 to 70 miles per hour in higher elevations. San Francisco Bay Area, winds 25 to 35 miles per hour Monday with gusts to 45 miles per hour. Los Angeles Basin, winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts to 40 miles per hour. If you are a truck driver heading through the mountains, chains are mandatory. If you do not have snow tires, do not attempt mountain passes. Period. Now let me tell you what happens after this initial barrage, because this is where the pattern gets really strange. By Wednesday, February 18th, we transition into one of the warmest stretches of the winter across the central and eastern United States. We are calling this false spring, and it is going to be dramatic. Temperatures are going to soar 20 to 30 degrees above average. We are talking about potential record-breaking warmth across the midsection of the country. Here are specific temperature forecasts. Sunday, February 15th, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. High temperature in the low 60s. This could break the record. Lincoln, Nebraska, near 70 degrees. Record high possible. Omaha, Nebraska, upper 60s to near 70. Monday, February 16th. Chicago, Illinois, high temperature in the upper 50s. Des Moines, Iowa, near 60 degrees. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, mid-50s. Green Bay, Wisconsin, low 50s, Tuesday, February 17th. Omaha, Nebraska, high temperature could reach 75 degrees. This would shatter the record. Lincoln, Nebraska, near 75 to 78 degrees. Hastings, Nebraska, low 80s possible. Abilene, Texas, mid-80s. Wednesday, February 18th. Indianapolis, Indiana, high of 66 degrees would be a record. Mount Vernon, Illinois, 72 degrees, record high. St. Louis, Missouri, near 70 degrees. Louisville, Kentucky, upper 60s. Cincinnati, Ohio, mid-60s. The warm overnight lows are equally impressive. We are not just talking warm afternoons. We are talking about mornings that feel like April or May. Monday morning lows, Des Moines, Iowa, low temperature in the mid-40s. Kansas City, Missouri, mid-40s. Omaha, Nebraska, mid-40s. Tuesday morning lows, even warmer. Multiple locations across the Midwest could see record warm morning lows. Wednesday morning, February 18th. This looks like the warmest morning of the week. Temperatures could start near 60 degrees across parts of the mid and lower Mississippi Valley. Cities like Memphis, Little Rock, Jackson, Tupelo, and Birmingham could wake up to temperatures in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees Wednesday morning. That is not a high temperature. That is the low temperature, the starting point for the day. But this warmth comes with a cost. While the central and eastern U.S. bakes in false spring, the western U.S. stays locked in a cold, stormy pattern. The contrast is remarkable. When Indianapolis is hitting 66 degrees on Wednesday, the Sierra Nevada is buried under 10 feet of new snow with more on the way. This pattern continues through the third week of February. Storm after storm slams the West Coast. The European model shows continuous snowfall for the Cascades, Sierra Nevada, and Rockies from Monday, February 16th through Thursday, February 19th. That is 4 straight days of heavy mountain snow. Forecast snow totals from February 16th through February 19th. Oregon Cascades, additional 5 to 10 feet. Washington Cascades, additional 4 to 8 feet. Sierra Nevada, additional 8 to 15 feet in the higher elevations. Rocky Mountains in Colorado, finally getting significant snow. 2 to 4 feet possible by the end of next week. Meanwhile, rainfall adds up on the coast. Coastal Oregon, 8 to 14 inches of rain through February 23rd. Coastal Washington near Seattle, 6 to 12 inches. Northern California coast, 10 to 16 inches. By Friday, February 20th, the pattern begins to shift. A low-pressure system develops near Chicago. This brings a whole new set of weather concerns. A cold front extends southward from this low. Thunderstorms push northward into the mid-Atlantic as warm, humid air surges ahead of the front. Then colder, drier air wraps in behind. This setup could bring severe weather as far north as Pennsylvania and Maryland on Friday the 20th. But on the northern side of this system, we are talking about winter weather, snowfall for the upper Midwest and Great Lakes, icy conditions on the eastern edge. Timing for Friday, February 20th, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Snow develops Friday morning, continues through Friday night. Duluth, Minnesota. Heavy snow Friday, several inches possible. Green Bay, Wisconsin. Snow begins Friday afternoon. Marquette, Michigan. Lake effect snow adds to system snow. Heavy accumulations possible. Buffalo, New York. Snow. Friday evening into Saturday morning. The ice threat zone Friday into Saturday includes parts of Ohio, Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and New England. Anytime you get a warm layer of air overriding a cold surface layer, you get freezing rain or sleet. That is the most dangerous type of winter weather. Cities that could see ice Friday night into Saturday: Cleveland, Ohio; Erie, Pennsylvania; Syracuse, New York; Albany, New York; Burlington, Vermont. Then we get to Saturday, February 21st. This is when the temperature pattern does something interesting. We shift from a ridge to what meteorologists call zonal flow. That means the jet stream flattens out, west to east. When you see zonal flow, temperatures typically run close to normal, not super warm, not super cold, just average. But the snowfall out west does not stop, not even close. The parade of storms continues through the Pacific Northwest and the Sierra Nevada. By Sunday, February 22nd, we start to see a different pattern trying to establish itself. Thunderstorms develop across Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. The Northwest stays very active with continuing snow. And for the first time in the model run, we see a classic ridge in the west, trough in the east pattern trying to develop. If that happens, it means colder air pushes into the eastern United States, while the western U.S. gets a brief break and temperatures moderate slightly. But even with a ridge building out west, the high elevation areas will still see snow when storms pass through. Monday, February 23rd, that ridge in the west starts to break down. We see warmth spreading eastward. Another storm system moves through the Pacific Northwest. Activity develops in the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. By Tuesday, the 24th, that system reaches the Northeast. By Wednesday, February 25th, we are entering the long-range portion of the forecast. Confidence decreases. But the models are consistent on a few things. The West stays active with frequent storms. The East sees a really warm push toward the end of February. Mostly rainfall events, not snow because temperatures are too warm. Then, at the very end of the model run, near March 1st, we might see another cold push into the eastern United States. The GFS model is more aggressive with this cold air than the European model, but both show the possibility of temperatures rebounding to below normal across the east as we flip the calendar to March. Total precipitation over the next 2 weeks paints a clear picture. Western mountains, absolutely maxed out. The European model cannot even display all the snowfall properly. We have confirmed totals in the Sierra Nevada of 146 inches in some spots. The maximum on the model is 302 inches. That is over 25 feet of snow. Somewhere in the northern Sierra Nevada, between 200 and 300 inches will fall. The GFS model is similar, massive amounts across the west. The Cascades in Oregon and Washington show hundreds of inches. The Sierra Nevada shows hundreds of inches. This is a historic snow event that will not stop for 2 weeks. Northern Plains, Upper Midwest, Great Lakes. Frequent clipper systems bring light to moderate snow. Accumulations of several inches are possible, especially north of Interstate 90, Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. One light to moderate snow event this weekend. Then additional chances during the 3rd and 4th weeks of February as cold air battles warm air along the boundary. Southeast. Frequent rainfall. Storm systems moving through bring rounds of heavy rain. Some severe weather is likely during the 4th week of February as the pattern remains active. Dixie Alley and the southeast are climatologically favored for severe weather in late February and early March. Total rainfall through March 1st. Arkansas, especially around Little Rock, 4 to 8 inches. Lower Mississippi Valley, 3 to 6 inches generally. Carolinas, 2 to 5 inches. Northern Florida and southern Georgia, 3 to 7 inches. West Coast valleys, 8 to 16 inches in spots. If you are currently in a drought, this rainfall should help significantly. Now let me address the outdoor events happening across the United States in February because this weather pattern will absolutely impact them. Daytona 500. The race is scheduled for Sunday, February 22nd. Current forecast shows mostly dry conditions in Daytona Beach that day. Temperatures in the mid-70s. Good racing weather. However, monitor forecasts closely as we could see a storm system nearby that week. Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Celebrations run through Fat Tuesday, which is February 24th. This weekend, as severe weather will be long gone by then. The forecast for the week of Mardi Gras shows temperatures in the 60s to low 70s with chances of showers mid to late week. Nothing that should cancel festivities, but have rain gear handy. NBA All-Star Weekend in San Francisco, scheduled for the third weekend of February. This unfortunately coincides with the atmospheric river and heavy rain. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, February 20th through 22nd, will feature periods of heavy rain in the Bay Area, not ideal for outdoor fan events. Temperatures in the low 50s. Phoenix Open Golf Tournament. Final round is Sunday, February 15th. Phoenix will be dry with temperatures in the low 70s. Beautiful weather for golf. AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. This event runs through Sunday, February 15th. Pebble Beach will see increasing clouds and breezy conditions Sunday, but the worst weather holds off until Monday. Tournament should finish before the atmospheric river arrives. Spring training baseball in Arizona and Florida. Games are ramping up throughout February. Arizona locations will be dry and pleasant most days with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Florida locations will see the severe weather this weekend, then a dry, warm pattern next week before more unsettled weather returns late in the month. College basketball games. Major conference tournaments begin in late February and early March. Indoor venues are fine, but travel could be impacted. The upper Midwest and Great Lakes will see winter weather during the 3rd and 4th weeks of February, which could affect teams and fans traveling to games. Now I need you to do something for me. Comment below with your city, town, or zip code. I will personally give you a customized forecast for your exact location. Are you in a small town in Arkansas wondering about flooding? Tell me where you live. Are you in a mountain community in Colorado waiting for snow? Comment your location. Are you in rural Pennsylvania concerned about the Sunday night snow? Let me know. I read every single comment, and I will get you the specific forecast you need. Because these national forecasts are great, but you need hyper-local information for your area. Here is what we know with high confidence. 1. The Southeast is dealing with severe weather right now through Sunday. Houston to New Orleans tonight, Florida and Georgia tomorrow. Tornadoes, damaging winds, flash flooding are all threats. 2. The Mid-Atlantic and Northeast get surprise snow Sunday night into Monday. Not a blockbuster, but enough to create slick roads for the Monday morning commute. 3. The West Coast is about to be buried. 8 feet of snow in the Sierra Nevada peaks, 100 to 300 inches over 2 weeks in the highest elevations. Atmospheric river brings flooding rain to coastal areas and impassable snow to the mountains. 4. False spring arrives midweek next week for the central and eastern U.S. Record warmth possible. Temperatures 20 to 30 degrees above average. 5. The West stays cold and stormy for 2 weeks straight. Storm after storm after storm. 6. Winter weather returns to the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and possibly the Northeast during the 3rd and 4th weeks of February as colder air battles the warmth. 7. Severe weather is likely again across the South during the 4th week of February and into early March as the pattern remains very active. Here is what you need to do right now. If you are in the severe weather zone tonight or tomorrow, charge your phone. Have multiple ways to receive warnings. Know where your safe place is. Interior room, lowest floor, away from windows. Have shoes and a flashlight nearby. If you have to take shelter in the middle of the night, you want to be prepared. If you are in the Sunday night snow zone, prepare for a messy Monday morning commute. Give yourself extra time. Slow down on bridges and overpasses. If you are in the western mountains, stock up now. Once the snow starts Sunday night, you will not be able to travel for days. Donner Pass will be closed. Mountain passes will be impassable. If you need supplies, get them this weekend. If you are planning travel anywhere in the United States over the next 2 weeks, build in extra time. This is an active, volatile pattern. Weather delays are likely. And here's the thing nobody is talking about. This pattern is not done with us after 2 weeks. The long-range models continue showing an active West Coast through the first week of March. More storms, more snow, more rain. The Sierra Nevada snowpack is going to be absolutely gargantuan by the time this is over. Meanwhile, the East continues to see a roller coaster. Warm pushes followed by cold shots. Each temperature swing brings the potential for storms. Each frontal passage could mean severe weather in the south or winter weather in the north. Let me give you even more specific city forecasts so you know exactly what to expect in your area over the next 14 days. Major cities in Texas. Dallas-Fort Worth. Severe weather tonight with damaging winds and hail. Flash flooding risk through Sunday morning, then clearing by Sunday afternoon. Temperatures jump into the upper 70s by Wednesday. Slight risk of more severe weather around February 24th. San Antonio. Storms tonight bringing heavy rain. Rainfall totals 1 to 2 inches. Severe threat is lower here compared to areas farther east. Warm and dry Tuesday through Thursday with highs in the low 80s. Austin. Thunderstorms tonight and early Sunday. 1 to 3 inches of rain possible. Clearing Sunday afternoon. Beautiful weather next week with temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. Another storm system possible February 23rd. El Paso. Staying dry through the weekend. Breezy conditions, Sunday and Monday. Temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s most days. Slight chance of light rain midweek, but amounts will be minor. Corpus Christi, part of tonight's squall line. Severe weather between 9 p.m. tonight and 2 a.m. Sunday. Then clearing. Warm pattern next week with highs in the upper 70s near the coast. Major cities in Louisiana. Baton Rouge, severe weather midnight to 3 a.m. Sunday. Peak tornado threat is between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. Have your safe place identified now. After the storms pass, expect a warm, humid week with highs in the mid-70s. Lafayette. Storms arrive between 10 p.m. tonight and 2 a.m. Sunday. Flash flooding possible. Then partly cloudy Sunday with temperatures in the low 70s. Next week brings a string of warm days in the upper 70s. Monroe. Northern Louisiana sees storms between 11 p.m. tonight and 3 a.m. Sunday. Severe threat is lower here, but heavy rain and lightning are likely. Warm pattern next week with temperatures approaching 80 by Wednesday. Lake Charles, right in the bullseye for tonight's severe weather. 9 p.m. tonight through 2 a.m. Sunday is your critical window, then dry and warm through midweek. Major cities in Arkansas. Little Rock, this is the flash flooding hotspot. 2 to 5 inches of rain tonight through Sunday morning. Creeks and streams will rise rapidly. Flood-prone areas should be avoided overnight. Warmth next week with record potential Wednesday. Fort Smith. Heavy rain tonight, 1 to 3 inches likely. Isolated flash flooding possible in low-lying areas. Then a dramatic warm-up with temperatures near 80 degrees by Wednesday. Fayetteville, northwestern Arkansas sees 1 to 2 inches of rain through Sunday. No severe weather expected here, but heavy downpours are likely. Next week is exceptionally warm for mid-February with highs in the mid-70s. Major cities in Mississippi. Jackson. Storms arrive around midnight Sunday morning. Severe threat diminishes as storms move inland, but heavy rain continues through sunrise. Totals of 1 to 2 inches. Warm and humid next week. Gulfport, Biloxi. Coastal Mississippi sees the squall line between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. Sunday. Storms weaken as they approach the coast, but gusty winds and lightning are still possible. Beach weather returns by Monday with temperatures in the low 70s. Tupelo, northern Mississippi sees weakening storms Sunday morning between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. Main threat is heavy rain and frequent lightning, then warm conditions next week with highs in the mid-70s. Major cities in Alabama. Birmingham, storms arrive Sunday morning between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m. By this point, the severe threat is low, but storms will still produce heavy rain, lightning, and gusty winds. There is a marginal tornado risk with cold air funnels possible around 1 p.m. Sunday. Then warm and pleasant next week. Mobile, southern Alabama sees lighter storms Sunday morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. window. Heavy rain is the main concern. Then clearing by afternoon. Next week brings spring-like warmth with highs in the upper 70s. Huntsville, northern Alabama on the northern fringe of the heavy rain. 1 to 2 inches Sunday morning. No severe weather expected. Warm pattern develops next week with temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Montgomery. Central Alabama sees storms Sunday morning between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. Heavy rain and lightning, 1 to 2 inches of rain. Then dry and warm through the week. Major cities in Tennessee. Memphis. Heavy rain tonight and Sunday morning, 2 to 4 inches possible. Flash flooding risk, especially in urban areas with poor drainage. No severe weather expected, but heavy downpours likely. Then exceptionally warm next week with potential record highs. Nashville. Rain develops Sunday morning and continues through Sunday afternoon. Rainfall totals 1 to 3 inches. All rain, no severe weather. Then temperatures soar into the upper 60s by Wednesday. Knoxville, eastern Tennessee on the northern edge of the rain shield. Light to moderate rain Sunday, 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches. Then dry and mild next week with temperatures in the low 60s. Chattanooga, rain Sunday morning through early afternoon, 1 to 2 inches likely. Heavy downpours at times. Then clearing Sunday evening. Warm pattern next week with highs in the upper 60s. Major cities in Georgia, Atlanta, all-day rain event Sunday. Rainfall totals 1 to 3 inches. Heavy rain likely during the afternoon and evening. No severe weather in Atlanta proper, but areas south of the city could see storms. Then a beautiful warm week with temperatures in the low 70s. Savannah, severe weather Sunday afternoon and evening. 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. is your window. Tornadoes are possible. This is a dangerous setup for coastal Georgia. After the storms, dry and warm conditions return. Augusta, eastern Georgia sees heavy rain Sunday, 1 to 2 inches. Storms could become severe late Sunday afternoon. Monitor conditions closely, then mild and pleasant next week. Macon, central Georgia in the severe weather zone Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Damaging winds and isolated tornadoes possible. This is serious. Then warmth returns with highs in the mid-70s all week. Columbus, western Georgia sees storms Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. window. Severe threat exists. After storms clear, expect a warm, dry pattern. Major cities in Florida. Jacksonville, severe weather, Sunday late afternoon and evening, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tornado threat is real here. The Storm Prediction Center may upgrade this to a moderate risk. Be prepared. Then beautiful beach weather returns with highs in the upper 70s. Tallahassee, this is ground zero for Sunday SC severe weather. 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. window. Supercells are possible, tornadoes are likely. This is a high-end severe weather event for the Florida Panhandle. Have your plan ready. After the storms, dry and warm. Panama City, severe storms. Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Damaging winds over 60 miles per hour possible. Tornadoes cannot be ruled out. Then pleasant weather returns. Gainesville, north central Florida sees severe storms Sunday evening. 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. window. Tornado risk exists. Monitor weather closely. Then spring warmth with highs in the low 80s. Orlando, southern extent of Sunday severe threat. Evening storms possible between 6 p.m. and 11 p.m., but severe risk is lower than areas to the north. Still, heavy rain and gusty winds are likely. Then dry and warm all week. Tampa, St. Petersburg, mostly missing the severe weather. Scattered storms Sunday evening, but severe risk is minimal. Temperatures in the low 80s all next week with abundant sunshine. Miami. Fort Lauderdale, South Florida, stays dry Sunday. Beautiful weather continues with highs in the upper 70s to near 80. No impacts from the storm system affecting the Panhandle. Pensacola, Western Panhandle sees severe weather Sunday afternoon and evening. 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. window. This area could see rotating storms. Tornado threat is elevated. Then clearing and warm. Major cities in the Carolinas. Charleston, South Carolina. Heavy rain all day Sunday. 2 to 4 inches possible. Flooding likely in downtown Charleston where drainage is poor. No severe weather expected, but storms will be heavy at times. Then dry and mild next week. Columbia, South Carolina. Rain. Sunday morning through Sunday evening. 1 to 3 inches. Flooding possible in low-lying areas. Then a warming trend with temperatures approaching 70 degrees by Wednesday. Charlotte, North Carolina. All-day rain event Sunday. Rainfall totals 1 to 2 inches. Steady rain, not severe storms. Then dry Monday through Thursday with pleasant temperatures in the low to mid-60s. Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. Rain develops Sunday morning and continues through evening. Totals of 1 to 2 inches. Brief heavy downpours possible, but no severe weather. Then dry and seasonal next week. Wilmington, North Carolina. Coastal. North Carolina sees heavy rain Sunday. 2 to 3 inches possible with tropical downpours at times. Minor coastal flooding possible with onshore winds. Then improving conditions Monday. Asheville, North Carolina. Western North Carolina on the edge of the rain. Sunday sees light rain and drizzle. Higher elevations could see a rain-snow mix Sunday evening if temperatures drop. Amounts light under 1 inch, then dry and cool next week. Major cities in Virginia. Richmond, rain. Sunday afternoon and evening, 1 to 2 inches. All rain, temperatures too warm for snow here. Then dry Monday through Wednesday with highs in the low 60s. Norfolk, Virginia Beach, heavy rain. Sunday afternoon and evening, 2 to 4 inches possible. Coastal flooding likely with onshore winds and heavy rain. Tidal areas will see water rise. Then drying out next week. Roanoke, southwestern Virginia could see a mix of rain and snow Sunday evening if temperatures drop enough. Most likely outcome is cold rain. 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Then dry and cool next week. Major cities in Maryland and D.C. area. Washington, D.C., cold rain. Sunday evening transitions to snow late Sunday night. Snow begins around 11 p.m. Light accumulation of 1 to 2 inches by Monday morning. Slick roads for the Monday commute. Then dry and milder Tuesday through Friday. Baltimore, rain changes to snow Sunday night around 10 p.m. 2 to 3 inches possible by Monday morning. Heaviest snow between midnight and 6 a.m. Monday. Then clearing with seasonal temperatures returning. Annapolis, rain to snow transition late Sunday. 1 to 3 inches of snow possible overnight. Naval Academy area could see slick conditions Monday morning, then dry midweek. Major cities in Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, rain changes to snow between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. Sunday night. Accumulation of 1 to 2 inches likely, higher amounts possible in the suburbs. Roads will be slick Monday morning, especially on bridges and overpasses. Then dry and cool next week. Pittsburgh, western Pennsylvania sees snow begin earlier, around 8 p.m. Sunday evening. Lighter amounts of 1 to 2 inches. Snow ends Monday morning. Then cold and dry through midweek. Harrisburg, central Pennsylvania in the heart of the snow zone. Snow begins 10 p.m. Sunday and continues through Monday morning. 2 to 4 inches possible. This could create travel problems Monday morning. Plan accordingly. Allentown, Lehigh Valley sees snow late Sunday night. 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Monday window. 2 to 3 inches likely. Slick roads Monday morning are likely. Then drier weather returns. Scranton Wilkes Barre, northeastern Pennsylvania could see 3 to 5 inches if the storm tracks just right. Snow begins around 11 p.m. Sunday. Heaviest snow overnight into early Monday morning. Then clearing Monday afternoon. State College, central Pennsylvania mountains could see 4 to 6 inches with higher amounts at elevation. Snow begins Sunday evening around 9 p.m. and continues through Monday morning. Then dry but cold. Erie, northwestern Pennsylvania stays mostly rain Sunday night but could end as snow Monday morning. Minor accumulation possible under 1 inch. Lake effect snow possible later next week. Major cities in New Jersey. Newark, rain changes to snow late Sunday night around 11 p.m. Accumulation of 1 to 3 inches. Morning commute Monday will be impacted. Give yourself extra time. Then dry Tuesday through Thursday. Trenton, southern New Jersey could see 2 to 4 inches of snow Sunday night into Monday morning. This is one of the higher snow zones. Roads will be slick. Schools could have delays. Then dry midweek. Atlantic City, southern New Jersey coast sees rain change to snow late Sunday. 1 to 3 inches possible. Coastal areas usually see less snow, but this setup could overcome that. Then dry and cool next week. Major cities in New York. New York City. This is right on the snow-rain line. Snow begins late Sunday night around midnight. Best chance for accumulation is in northern suburbs, Westchester County, northern New Jersey. Manhattan could see a coating to 1 inch. Bronx and Queens similar. Brooklyn and Staten Island likely see mostly rain. Then dry and seasonal next week. Buffalo, western New York misses this system, but lake effect snow is possible later next week when cold air returns. For now, dry Sunday and Monday. Then watching for winter weather Friday and Saturday. Rochester, upstate New York stays dry Sunday but could see snow later next week. Current system passes to the south. Temperatures seasonal early week, then turning colder by Friday. Syracuse, central New York on the northern fringe. Light snow possible Sunday night but amounts under 1 inch. Maine winter weather threat comes later next week when colder pattern returns. Albany, capital region could see light snow Sunday night into Monday. 1 to 2 inches possible. Roads could be slick Monday morning. Then watching for more winter weather late next week. Major cities in New England. Boston, Southern New England on the edge of this system. Light snow possible late Sunday night, mainly south and west of the city. Cape Cod likely stays rain. Amounts light under 1 inch. Then dry early week before potential winter weather returns late week. Providence, Rhode Island. Rain may mix with or change to snow late Sunday night. Coating to 1 inch possible. Then dry Monday and Tuesday before next system approaches. Hartford, Connecticut. Northern Connecticut could see 1 to 2 inches of snow late Sunday night into Monday morning. Southern Connecticut sees mainly rain, then dry midweek. Portland, Maine. Northern New England misses this system but is watching for winter weather late next week when a stronger system could bring significant snow. For now, dry and cold Sunday and Monday. Burlington, Vermont. Staying dry Sunday but monitoring late week when multiple winter storms could impact the region. Cold pattern develops by Friday. Now let me give you forecasts for major cities out west.